Today, we're going to talk about the principle of maintaining staples while also maintaining diversity. So what do we mean by that? And I think two great ways to assess this whole problem of maintaining both at the same time is look at food and exercise alike. So when we work out, right, there's certain exercises that are staples. Yeah, always switching it up is a great thing. You always need to shock your body. You need to put it under some healthy form of stress that it's not used to in order for it to react and grow and progress. Now, you're still going to do squats relatively consistently over the course of weeks every time you do legs. You know, you're either going to do squats or lunges or some variation of a squat. A squat is a staple movement. A pull-up is a staple for back. A push-up or some form of pushing in that manner is a staple for chest. And the same goes for food. So I figured I'll go over my smorgasbord here for day 6 of our One Wellness Challenge, to eat all healthy food from nature, to do some form of exercise, to have that gallon of water, to get 8 hours of sleep, and to have some form of prebiotics and probiotics every day. Those 5 things. And I've been doing them every day for the past 5 days, and I pretty much do that every day anyway, so it was an easy challenge for me. It's how I try to live. But let's look at some of the stuff, at least the food portion, see what we got here, and see if we can translate that principle a little bit better. Right? Now, grass-fed beef, 100% grass-fed beef, like 93 lean, right? 7% fat. This is good stuff. Organic, 100% grass-fed. Now, if it's at organic and not 100% grass-fed, that's not nearly as good. Grass-fed's what you want, okay? So I have this a lot. Shane, you eat a lot of red meat. Well, there's no correlation between saturated fat intake and heart disease, or eating red meat and heart disease. Red meat's amazing for you, right? Now, I'm having lean red meat, though. That doesn't mean you want red meat with tons of fat in it and you're going to eat all the fat, the saturated fat that's in it. And then maybe you have something to worry about, right? If you're having copious amounts of the fat. But a little bit won't kill you. It's got a lot of vitamins and protein, about all the B vitamins, iron, has creatine, beta-alanine, performance-enhancing things. Fantastic stuff. That's why I have it a few days per week, okay? So this one's a staple, right? Another staple, eggs. Pasture-raised eggs. Why pasture-raised, Shane? Those cost so much more. It's the same shit. It's not the same. The other stuff is still good for you, right? Eggs, you know, it's from nature, and it's better than having something that's not, and something that's totally processed, not good for you. But what they feed them matters. They feed them traditionally fed grain. They keep them in the dark all day. They keep them in these tiny cages. They're not producing the same amounts of vitamins in their eggs. These have 3 times the amount of vitamin D, 2 times the amount of omega-3s, 4 times the amount of vitamin E, 7 times the amount of beta-carotene as traditional grain-fed eggs. So that is a big, big difference, and it's worth getting the pasture raised. So eggs are another staple. And guess what? If you're worried about spending a lot on eggs, look, even if you spend $6 on this, I actually got these for like $5. Great deal at Aldi. Maybe 4 something even, I think. Unbelievable. So go to Aldi. But even if you're worried about spending a lot, what is it compared to what you would spend on another meal, right? I mean, especially if you ate out, and even if you cooked, you know, the prices can go up pretty quickly. And if you're having 3 of these eggs, you know, and you have 12 of them, you're having a quarter, say it was $4, it costs you $1, maybe $2 to eat them. So well worth it. Pasture-raised eggs, it's another staple. I have this every day. Kefir. I would like it to be organic, but at Aldi they don't have the organic. It would be a lot better if it was organic, but it's still really good. You know, I'll take it. And kefir has all the probiotics. We have prebiotics in the form of soluble fiber. Another staple, veggies here in the bag. Mixed veggies, ingredients, mixed veggies. That's it, right? So this is definitely a staple because maintaining your gut health is essential, not only for boosting immunity, for regulating your appetite, muscle protein synthesis, for producing vitamins, literally 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, the B vitamins. Your gut bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids like butyric acid that affect serotonin levels in the brain. It's just massive. So we're going to make sure we get plenty of probiotics. I have this every day. It's another staple, kefir. And if I didn't have kefir on hand, I would go for something like yogurt. What are the ingredients? Well, the sweetener is stevia, and that's it, right? Aside from adding vitamin D3 and some sea salt, lemon juice, all natural stuff. You'd think I'm advertising for them, but this is one of the best brands you can get. Chobani Complete's pretty good too. Again, I would be happy if it was organic. Maybe, they're not feeding these cows any antibiotics, but this is good stuff. And, if I didn't have that as a go-to, then I would probably have this for the probiotics, right? But generally, kefir, sour milk has 3 times the amount of probiotics as yogurt. So those are some staples, and that's why I want to start with those. So let's mix it up now. Oh, here's another staple, my greens powder, super greens. There's tons of greens powders out there, a lot of great ones. Nano Greens is great. With a lot of them, it's hard to go wrong. But, ton of enzymes, more probiotics, antioxidants. This stuff's great. In case I was missing anything, I didn't have my barley grass or my chlorella, or my dulce from my diet, right? So it's great to have something like this. Thank God for the human being that first picked all these things and made a supplement out of it. Really great. So that's another staple type thing. I don't have peanut butter every day, but peanut butter is great. And if I need some energy and I'm about to go to the gym and I've been on a fast all day and I want some healthy fats in my system, 2 scoops of peanut butter and some protein powder, that'll do the trick. Or some kefir with the protein in, also it's 40 grams of protein. That'll do the trick. So, I haven't had peanuts pretty much all week. So I decided today, let's throw peanut butter on there. You don't have to know anything about the health benefits and the unsaturated fats and what they do to your brain, and yada, yada, yada. You just have to know that, look, I should have a few staples, but diversify the rest of the stuff I eat. Don't have the same exact plate every day, obviously, or even every other day. A lot of things will repeat. I have wild-caught salmon probably 3-4 times a week, and I feel fantastic doing that, right? But a colorful plate is essential, especially if you're somebody who intermittent fasts and you're having one meal, you do the OMAD, a lot of colors on there. You better, be getting different types of nutrients from many different types of things. Frozen grapes. I got my resveratrol right here. That's a powerful antioxidant you find in the skin of red grapes. And, it's great stuff. You don't have to drink red wine to get them. Some soluble fiber, right? Antioxidants. Grapes are a good thing. Do I have them every day? No. If I had a ton of grapes every day, well, maybe I'd have a lot of sugar. Maybe that wouldn't be great. It's not like there's no sugar in them. Just because natural sugar doesn't mean you want tons of it. But I'll have that on the side with what else I have here, some sources of healthy fats and vitamins and things. It's worth it adding into the mix. Chicken. So I ate a lot of red meat and fish. So I decided to throw some chicken on there today. Right? We're going to mix it up. I'm going to get more protein, but I'm also going to get some different vitamins that maybe aren't included in the red meat or maybe aren't in the fish. And, why not diversify a little bit while still getting a lot of protein to meet my daily protein goal of at least 1 gram per pound. I got some mushrooms and I got pistachios. I don't cook with mushrooms every day. Great thing to do. People talk about mushrooms for the vitamin T. They actually have to be fortified with vitamin D. They're grown especially in the sunlight, the way they expose them to sunlight to have a lot of vitamin D. So actually a lot of them don't. But a lot of good other nutrients and vitamins and things. And, again, I don't want to make it the point of memorizing every vitamin that's in everything. You don't have to know what's in them all, but they're all from nature. They're all totally natural. And, I'm diversifying the plate while having the staples. Pistachios. Pistachios are great. I have these a few days a week. But the healthy fats, they actually have a lot of melatonin, which is really interesting. They're one of the higher sources naturally in melatonin. So, maybe something to have not too close to bed because we don't want to eat within a few hours before bed, but sometime at night. So that's what we got for you guys today. I hope it was useful. If you have any questions about that, just post them now or send me a message. It'd do better with the post because it's live time, and we can just talk about it. What up, Ma? How you doing? What up, Marcus Sachin? Oski, Radicus Love, how you guys doing today? Claro Fervere, It's Wellness workout time. Yeah. You're great. I love it. It's not. It's Wellness talk about food time. Meggie Bex. What's up, Meg? Hey, Lutz. Hello. How are you, my friend? Brandon Malone. A regular on here. RJR, what's going on? Adherence to the blueprint. Fantastic. Glad to hear it. Adleon. James Costos. Marlazan. Sapar. Dapa Dalal. Lucy Beanie. Adherence to the blueprint. Hey, what's up again? Val Vite. Bardo Delaluz. The original MK. The original MK. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. So do you eat that way to bulk up or just to stay healthy? Good question. You could do it to do either. It would just depend how much you had of each thing. Right now, I eat to stay healthy and to maximize my mental and physical performance. Those are the things I'm most interested in. And I think a lot of us out there may, think along those lines, at least in some way. Thanks, adherence to the blueprint. Happy holidays. Appreciate that. But if you were trying to bulk up and have this, I would have about 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight. If I'm just trying to be healthy, say I'm trying to build some muscle and burn fat at the same time, 0.68 to 1.23 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Higher unsaturated fats, a few less carbs in here. And, you really see the carbs here coming in the form of fruit, some sugars that come from the milk, right, that are in the yogurt, or natural carbs in the sour milk itself, right, and things in the form of soluble fiber. So, those are the bulk of the carbs. If you're going to have simpler ones, have them after the workout. But this also helps you to stay healthy. I mean, you can really do both at once. So if somebody were trying to go for that bulk and not stay healthy, you see people eating things like McDonald's and Burger King, and the meat is absolute crap. There's almost nothing good in it except for some protein. But people can get big, is the point, by having foods that aren't naturally great for you. It's just a lot of protein, a lot of calories, and they build some muscle, right? But I eat for health and to be strong and feel good and think well. So perform well. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Yeah, absolutely, Claudio Ferveri. Hey, I'm glad you get something out of them. If you have a day you want me to talk about, I talked about fat-burning supplements that actually work yesterday, and there's some good grounding for those, so check that out if you want. Catered by Helene, Luna Rafa, and Kevin's. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Happy wellness. I'm going to go eat this stuff.